Welcome back to another week in my life. My name is Brianna, and I hope you have a great day, great night, wherever you're at. And in this vlog, week in my life, it was a week that we found out that we were pregnant. And I really debated even posting this because of our early loss. But I believe in celebrating the little moments and the moments when you were happy. And so even though this will be hard to go over, I want to celebrate the beautiful things that happened, because even though it's so short, it was a little life. And it was definitely a short one, but we're going to celebrate it nonetheless. And then the little happy moments that we did have, because it was a good week before everything ended so quick. I really have a lot of sympathy and understand for anyone who has had a miscarriage at any point or lost a child. I can only imagine it would be harder. But there is hope, and moving on and be able to focus on the happy moments and the future are kind of all we can do. So before we get this into the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Let's get into this. So at the start of this week, you can see that I was doing a lot of different lawn work and with stuff with plants. The next thing that happened was me and Logan went to the OUR End of Slavery event, which was amazing. So on this day, I started filming quite late, but I decided to make some of my favorite double chocolate cookies. They're just super yummy, and the only regret is for some reason they were kind of dry, or there was something weird. I can't exactly remember, but they were still yummy nonetheless, and still one of my favorites. After I got the cookies going, I fed my sourdough start, and you can see it's in a pretty big container now. I like to be able to make more of it. And I forgot I did in this video for a second, but I actually moved it into a bigger container. I realized I had fed it too much, so I moved it into a little bigger container, and definitely was a good decision, or it would have overflown everywhere. So during there and kind of after, I was actually getting Logan's lunch and breakfast ready for the next day. So here it was a bagel sandwich for breakfast. So this day was Logan's birthday, and he requested a night at home. So I decided to make homemade burgers. So first off, I was making the hamburger buns out of sourdough. Also, I had a sty that was bothering my eye, if you can kind of see it in this video. It definitely was not fun to have, but no makeup this day. So the next thing I did was make the hamburger patties. I put in my favorite steak seasoning, and then also put in some butter, and then flattened them out. I also made him some homemade potato chips, which were so yummy. I just had to make them really thin. I almost forgot to show you my homemade root beer maker. My great grandpa actually invented this years and years ago, but it's awesome and just so good. It makes amazing root beer. So I made some homemade ice cream for homemade root beer float, and Logan was home and actually helped make the ice cream and root beer because I was behind. So this day I was getting ready to go camping, so I was making up some coconut flour chocolate muffins, as well as some homemade graham crackers as well. In this recipe, I used some of this coconut oil, and I'll send you that link. I get it in a gallon from Amazon. And then the rest of these ingredients I got from Walmart and Costco. I usually like using muffin tin things, the little covers, but I ran out of them, so I do oil in a few of them. So next was the graham crackers. I started out with some wheat flour, and when I made this recipe, they weren't quite as good as the first time. I don't remember, there was some kind of weird secret I had. I'm not really sure what it was, but I tried my best and they were okay, just not as perfect as the first time. After the graham crackers were going, I finished up some sourdough French bread. So I got a few clips from our camping trip. The day before we were going up camping, my pregnancy test that I took was so light, and I really thought I was at that point, but it was so light I couldn't quite tell. So it wasn't until we got back that I was able to get actually be able to take another test and see what the results were. So I took the test as soon as we got back from camping. I had all different fun ways to tell Logan, but we just got back. He was waiting in the other room, and I thought I'd just go and tell him. The test was still light, but it was definitely definite there that we were pregnant. So this was a different day. I had gotten a couple trash bins at a garage sale, and so I wanted to make them into mulch bins too. And it was a pretty good activity just to do kind of while sitting down, because I had already been feeling pretty sick, and that was one of the reasons we were so anxious to test, was because I was already kind of just feeling really exhausted and hungry. I had quite a few symptoms for being quite early, which I know is different, but my body's very sensitive, so it makes some sense. So that must have been the only clip I got that day. This day I started out by making breakfast, which was peppers and other veggies. I fried those up in some butter and then put it on one of my homemade bagels that I fried cooked in the toaster. So I went out to all my mulch bins and was mixing around everything in them to make sure that they were properly mulching. So the next thing I did was went out to try to plant more things in my garden. Now we don't really have a lot of space here, so that's why I ended up doing all the bags before, but I want to try to get a few more. So I kind of lifted up the ground cover and the wood chips and tried to plant some corn, and then some squash. I really wasn't able to get the ground all mix up like I really wanted to, just because I didn't want to do anything that was wearing me out too much on this day, and anything that was too tiring. But I did want to try to get some stuff going, because that would be healthy and good for us. I know this might be weird, but there's something so satisfying in having mud on my hands. Like, just get to actually see the work. Right here, I'm actually doing what's called the Back to Eden method. And normally if you have a bigger garden, wood chips will work great. But since I don't have a very, very big garden, I had a bunch of straw, I just covered the garden in straw, and that actually helps keep the moisture in. So less watering, and it's just better for it overall. It just helps it like even get healthier, more nutrients. It's a really awesome method. So this night, it was a different one than the last, but I decided to make some mini sliders. This was Logan's idea. So I did the same steak seasoning as I did for his birthday, and then shredded up butter into this, and then made little tiny hamburgers. Also, I made homemade onion rings, and I'm going to need to share the recipe because they were actually sourdough and in the air fryer, so actually really healthy and so yummy. Here is a finished product, and since it was kind of impromptu, didn't have time to make buns, so it was on bread this night. So after dinner, I decided to do a little pamper night. So the first thing was getting my hair ready, which I use coconut oil. I rub that into the roots and to the ends of my hair, first getting kind of melted and just in my hands, and then rubbing it through. I also was shaving my face with this little hand shaver, and I use it about once a month or so to go over my whole face and then shape my eyebrows. I do that, and I also shape my eyebrows a little more often. So I don't really know how soon after this video, because I don't always film every single day, but that we lost our little baby. It definitely is not what we expected or hoped for, but we're trusting in God and His plan and for the future, and everything happens for a reason, even if we don't know that is. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and a great night. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. God bless.